Hello Wargamers! In this video we are going to focus on Tzeentch faction. We will take a look at battle traits, formations, arcana and units. Let's begin. Currently we are having 4 traits for the faction, connected with our core mechanic. Also we are having a passive ability, so we'll take a look at Masters of Destiny. In the deployment phase you roll 9 destiny dice. These dices may be spent to change some rolls, but you always spend amount of dices equal to amount of dices for that roll. Dices are used for casting, unbinding, banishment, run, charge, hit, wound and save rolls. Conflagration of Tzeentch. Any shooting phase. Your Weird Flame spells adds burning effect. This is also one of your core abilities. With burning effect you may deliver some additional mortal damage to your enemy units. Burning Weird Flame. You roll a d3 dice for each burning enemy, that is called Dices of Fate. Also we are having a passive ability, so we'll take a look at them. Masters of Destiny. In the deployment phase you roll 9 destiny dice. These dices may be spent to change some rolls, but you always spend amount of dices equal to amount of dices for that roll. Dices are used for casting, unbinding, banishment, run, charge, hit, wound and save rolls. Conflagration of Tzeentch. Any shooting phase. Your Weird Flame spells adds burning effect. This is also one of your core abilities. With burning effect you may deliver some additional mortal damage to your enemy units. Burning Weird Flame. You roll a d3 dice for each burning enemy unit. On 2-3 inflict an amount of mortal damage to that unit equal to the roll. On 1 that unit no longer has the burning keyword. Quenching the Flames. If a burning enemy unit uses an ability that would heal or return slain models to it, instead of healing, you just need to remove the burning keyword. Weird Flame Host has a passive ability of subtracting 1 from wound rolls for attacks made by burning enemy units. That means that actually you need to add the burning keywords to enemy units as much as you can. In our Arcana section we are having Transform to Spawn spell. Disciples of Tzeentch Wizard may cast this spell on a 7+. After that you pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches range and casting a 2d6 roll. After that you inflict d3 mortal damage to the target. If any models are slain by this ability, you pick a friendly spawn of Tzeentch that is in the reserve as a potential fate, or that has been destroyed. If you are picking a unit as a potential fate, you set it up on the battlefield, in combat with the target. If you are picking the unit that has been destroyed, you set up an identical replacement unit in the battlefield, in the combat with the target. Also, we are having a passive ability Waves of Mutation, which tells us that Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch unit can be replaced any number of times. Our Kairos is having worse save now. His staff has more attacks but less damage. It's d3 and actually it's weaker against solid 2. Big stats are the same. He may also change casting roll to higher of d6, adds 1 to cast for friendly wizards. Arcane Suggestion debuffs enemy units in 18 inches with the negative effects. Also you subtract 1 from hit and wound roll and -1 to save, or disable using commands. You will choose one of these effects and may change battle tactic. Our Summoner unit has same stats. Its staff profile range decreased from 18 inches to 12 inches. We are currently having worse chance to hit but more potential damage. We are having 2 solid damage instead of d3. Also you may put units in reserve in a silver tower and Actually, you may create a divert realm gate. You make a casting roll of 2d6. On 7+, units set up in this turn using the unit's Book of Profane Secrets ability can be set up wholly within 18-inch range of the unit and more than 7 inches away from all enemy units. This largely increases our unit's deployment potential from reserve. Our Curseling of Tzeentch are currently having more health. His energy has Weird Flame keyword, Staff and Sword having more attacks, but having a worse chance to hit and to wound. Now you may take a look at the sword average damage changes. Our Pink Horrors unit has more health and more move. Flames attacks decreased by 1, but we are having better to hit chance with flames and we are having Weird Flame keyword. Hand stats are kindly the same. Also we are having a Lunatic Demise ability. Each time a model in this unit is slain before removing model from the table, pick one of the following effects. You pick a friendly blue horror and brimstone horror within 12 inches and you return up to 2 slain blue horrors to that unit, or you may use Petty Vengeance effect. On 4+, you may inflict 1 mortal damage. Now take a look at the current damage table. In the end, I can say that Disciples of Tzeentch is a very interesting faction. We have a huge amount of tricks combining the deployment, reserve, movement, casts and other things, and of course we are having additional mortal damage, which is also great. From the lore perspective, mostly I like Curseling as a miniature, because it's a very interesting design, and actually Curseling had and still has very interesting lore and it still rocks. Also I like Pink Horrors, but why I am still talking about myself? Just tell me about your experience with the Disciple of Tzeentch. What do you like and what do you want it to change in this faction? So please leave some comments below. This was the short version of the Faction Focus series. If you want to hear more information about your favorite faction, any kind of data or statistics, please leave some comments below. Have a good game and see you soon.